Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 genetically modified overkill run. Now for this run, this is not a random run, this is a challenge run, because I've had a lot of people at different points ask me to try Fisherman and Ghost together, and they've said that this is an extremely difficult combination. I believe it because the Fisherman means that you're probably going to be taking a lot of damage, and the Ghost has minus 100 armor. And all the ethereal weapons are not great at killing lampreys. These are very short range, the melee weapons, and Ghost Scepter's a very bad weapon with slow attack speed and low damage. So the Ghost's normal weapon set doesn't really contribute to the thing the Fisherman is trying to do. In fact, I think that the way to beat this character combo is to just treat using the ethereal weapons as a trap. So I'm going to try playing this with spears, like I would for a normal Fisherman run. We'll still build a lot of dodge, because we'll have dodge cap from the Ghost. But I think that this is going to be the easiest way to get through this. I might try using Ghost Flints at some point, if the spears don't work, but I think that treating this character as a Fisherman with extra dodge cap, but that takes double damage, is going to be more effective than trying to treat this as a Ghost that's playing more like a Fisherman. So this combo, I think the reason that people have been struggling with it is perhaps that they've been trying to treat it too much like a Ghost run and using the ethereal weapons and getting kind of baited by those. Speaking of getting baited, we're going to take the bait here, and then we will roll, and I'll buy another bait, and I'll roll. Really looking for more spears. I'm going to actually pass on the gentle alien. We don't need the extra income from enemies because we only drop 50% of the normal materials that we would drop from enemies. So unfortunately, I have 2 baits and I got only 2 weapons. This has really messed me up actually. So I'm going to buy this stick just so we have a 3rd weapon and can survive this wave. That's going to cost us money when we have to sell it later on, but if we don't have a 3rd weapon, I think it's going to be really hard to live through this wave. Okay, so I died there. You know, we got a little unlucky rolling spears, so we're just going to give that another go. Obviously, my movement could have been better as well, and we'll start with spears and just jump right in. So, got a nice level 2 death for you there. This one may take a lot of tries, because I'm kind of working out how to play the character as we go. And obviously with the Fisherman, part of the challenge is just knowing how many baits you can buy each wave and whether you can survive them, which requires some trial and error a lot of the time. I'm going to roll here, and I could take some max HP, I could take some dodge. Let's roll again. I'm just going to take more attack speed. It's just so good with spears, and then we'll buy a bait and a spear and another bait, and we'll roll and lock another spear. And I think I'm pretty happy with this. We've got 3 spears, so we can fight from a little further away, and maybe I don't just walk into all the enemy attacks and die immediately. Taking double damage on this wave is really dangerous, though. Just makes it so much harder. You just don't have the leeway that you would normally have when playing the Fisherman in order to, like, walk at the lampreys and kill them quickly. And we're going to have to be more conservative with baits, so we're going to be working off of less income. I could start taking regen here. We will want regeneration. I could also pick up melee damage in order to make my spears kill the enemies a little more effectively. Think let's just take the regen, and then I'm going to roll here, and we'll take 5 more attack speed. You really need attack speed playing the Fisherman. We got another spear, and we'll buy another bait, so we're up to 2 baits bought this wave, and then we can lock another spear. 5 weapons is definitely better, and we got a lot luckier on finding weapons this time around, so we're going to try to have slightly better movement than I did in that first run and also in the second run, and there we go. It's been a while since I've played a Fisherman run, so I'm trying to remember how the movement works as well. Part of the challenge here also. But we made it through wave 3. We didn't make that much money, but we did get lucky with this lost duck. Let's roll here, and I could take more harvesting, I could take more regeneration, which I do, of course, want. Let's just build up a bunch of early regeneration, I think. That's going to make the biggest difference. So we've got a spear. I'm actually going to buy the goat skull even small amounts of melee damage go a long way when you are playing the Fisherman, because you're building so much percent damage from these baits. So we've got 6 weapons, we have 10% attack speed, we've got a little bit of melee damage. Definitely could be worse. What I don't have, of course, is any ability to survive hits, because we have minus 100 armor, we have 30% dodge. Normally, on the Ghost, you would have 60% dodge at this point, because you would be building ethereal weapons. But since we're not, we don't have that extra dodge percentage to give us more... Ooh, wow. I really thought my weapon would kill that guy. I wasn't even looking at where it was. I'm not 100% sure that I want to build Curse, also, because... Cursed lampreys are really dangerous, but I think this character needs to be stronger. I'll take the glasses when they show up in a shop for free like this. The extra range can be helpful, and then let's take some melee damage. I want to be one-shotting the lampreys as much as we can. Go ahead and combine. We'll buy a spear, we'll buy a bait, and I'll take a bag. We have some luck. Black belt will also be good, and we'll grab a second bait. Then I'm going to do one more reroll to try to lock a spear, which we were able to do. Do I want this bat for extra lifesteal? I think not. Whoops. Okay, very poor movement by me, so that... I just surrounded myself with the lampreys. This one's going to be a tough one, I think. That's unfortunate, because that was a really good start. But the double damage is really hard to figure out a way to overcome. We don't have a good way to defend ourselves, because Spiky Shield obviously doesn't work. We have minus 100 armor. I could try just building... I could try not buying baits and playing this just as a minus 50% income Ghost. So we could try to make up the damage loss with attack speed or the income loss with attack speed or damage gain from Ghost Flints and Ghost Axes. Maybe that's the way to go. Because just from playing those last couple waves, the movement just has to be so precise, and I don't think you're going to be able to keep that up. And as the damage gets doubled over the course of the waves, it's going to be really hard. So let's try playing this with just half income. We're just going to not buy baits. So we're basically playing a Ghost, but with 50% fewer material drops, brutal penalty, and 1 shop slot constantly wasted, also a brutal penalty. Do I want flints or axes? I think I'm going to go with a mixture of both, but we'll start with flints. So we'll go with a melee Ghost build, but we're going to buy both weapons in order to get both damage and attack speed stats. 64 starting materials, not terrible. So here I'm going to roll for harvesting because we're not going to be building harvesting naturally. So I'm going to roll a couple times. I could also take HP, but let's roll one more time. We missed. I guess I'll take 3% dodge. Getting to dodge cap is also going to be really important. And then I'm going to roll. I will lock a coupon. I'll roll again. We'll buy a flint. We'll roll. We'll buy an axe. And I've only got 3 weapons at this point. Okay, there we go. We were able to lock a flint and an axe. Start upgrading my weapons. Although we're using ethereal weapons and could theoretically combine our ghost flint in order to maybe get 1% attack speed this wave, that will slow down our weapon upgrades, so it's going to cost you more stats in the long run anyways, and also make it just much harder to clear enemies this wave, so it's going to really hurt your income and everything. Here we're going to reroll, and we'll take harvesting. I really need to get early harvesting. And let's reroll again. Or I could also have taken 2 melee damage there. I want to save enough money that I can buy both weapons and still roll. So I guess I'll just take 3 speed. We've gotten pretty unlucky on the items that have shown up in our level up so far. But that's okay. I think I like this strategy more still. We're playing down a lot of income, but we'll get a lot of free stats from the ethereal weapons. Ghost is already a really difficult character to play. And playing with half as much money is obviously a lot harder. So here you can see, now we're really starting to fall behind in income. I will take 5 more harvesting. I'll buy a coupon now, and then we'll buy a ghost flint, and we'll roll. Broken mouth I definitely want. I'm gonna roll... Oh, wait, I just rolled past a ghost axe. Obviously, that was stupid. I didn't mean to do that. But I'll take another ghost flint, and I'm not gonna reroll for 5. Our weapons are just so expensive. Later on, once I've got a lot of... Ow. Okay, so if we take a second hit, we're just dead. Later on, once I've got a lot of damage and stats stacked up, maybe we can... Okay, had to move perfectly around that lamprey. Oh, the gobbler got displaced and almost whacked into me. Enemies can shove each other out of the way, so sometimes they'll move unpredictably as a result of that, and that's what happened there. As I was saying, once we have a bunch more stats, maybe we can start buying baits and killing the lampreys, but for now, I think we're going to avoid that. I'm going to take a little more harvesting here, and then I'll take a broken mouth and a corrupted shard, and then roll. And incendiary turret is mildly interesting. It is a way to clear enemies. It will steal kills from our ethereal weapons, though, so I think we're going to pass on that. I'm just going to roll here, and we'll buy another ghost flint and lock a ghost axe. I'm also going to lock the feather. I definitely want to boost my dodge to 90 as soon as possible, so we're going to buy every dodge that we see. I think we do want Curse. Again, it's pretty dangerous because it decreases my damage and health relative to enemies by a lot, but the extra money is very valuable, especially when we have minus 50% material drops. I definitely need some healing as well so that we don't just pop in one hit when an enemy gets through our dodge. And currently that has been the issue that we're having. Okay, so let's get some melee damage if we can. I'm going to ban the mutation. I've also just been forgetting to ban items, so I need to fix that. Pulling back the curtain here, I'm playing this run fairly late at night, so I'm pretty tired. I'm going to roll past the propeller hat, I think. It's just really expensive. Let's take the lemonade. Actually, what happens if you just ban bait on the fisherman? Okay. Doesn't work. Dang. I had never tried that, so it was worth a try. We'll take the ghost axe here. I definitely want that. And then we'll go to the next wave. It has been a very long day, and I've been doing a lot of work and getting stuff done, so apologies if I misplay or just miss obvious things. We're starting to get some stats here. But yeah, there was no strategy to me not banning items. I literally just forgot that the ban system existed for a bit. But we're starting to get some stats. We're making okay income. I'll take the Vigilante Ring. Yeah, we'll get percent damage from our Ghost Axes, but this can help get that faster. Extra attack speed we will pick up over time as well, but this, again, can help that happen faster. So we're going to do that also. I'm going to go ahead and combine here. We'll play with kind of even numbers of our two different types of weapons. Lifesteal isn't bad. I could buy the Ritual, but the percent damage is wasted. I will take the Goat Skull, though, and then I'm going to roll. Gummy Berserker is actually not bad on this character, because we don't care about losing the armor, and the extra range is okay. The attack speed is still not great, though. I think I'm just still going to ban it. Like 5 attack speed for 46 on a Ghost Flint character is just not that exciting. The Butterfly I will leave in the pool. Maybe we want to build Lifesteal later on. Insanity, obviously, Toxic Sludge we don't need. Sharp Bullet we don't need. These we can both ban. Insanity, these weapons do have 2x crit damage. We're -2 crit chance, but we're building a lot of percent damage for free from our axes, so I think Insanity will be good. for the... I guess this video title is going to be like, they told me this run was impossible, can I beat it while also exhausted? Trying to kill the healer alien. Whoops. Okay, I walked into the walrus there and took a bunch of damage. Oh, we did get a lucky dodge. I would have died if that dodge hadn't happened against that cursed moray eel. Now, I have built a bunch of dodge and gotten, I would say, fairly unlucky on dodges so far, so it was about time for one to go our way. Yeah, we'll take a whistle. We should have the damage to kill a loot alien, so we'll take that. And then here, I'm going to re-roll, and we'll take 6 more dodge, going up to 72% dodge. That's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and combine, and we'll buy a ghost flint. Charcoal, I think we'll pass on. Or... losing 2 harvesting is painful, but I really do need more melee damage, so I will buy the charcoal there. And I guess I'll buy claw tree as well. Losing max HP, also pretty painful, but both crit chance and melee damage are really good, so we'll buy that. I will lock the tree, and we'll ban the fuel tank, and lock a ghost axe. Trying to build up a stockpile of videos this week, because having to deal with some family medical stuff, which, nothing major, but as I'm sure anyone who's ever dealt with anything medical knows, it's always very time-consuming. Here, we're gonna pick up some extra HP, and then we'll grab a ghost axe, we'll take the tree, and I'll still buy claw tree. I think that's still good. I do just want to buy items as they show up. I'm gonna combine here and buy another ghost axe. Boxing glove. 1 melee damage for 38. We don't care about the knockback at all. Let's just go ahead and ban that, and then we'll re-roll this. And we'll lock another claw tree, I guess. I mean, I guess I'm just the mono claw tree build. Tyler, I don't want, but I'm not going to bother banning it, because it's a level 3 item. We've built very little luck, so it's just not going to improve our pool that much. There also aren't that many level 3 items that I particularly care about getting. Adrenaline would be really good, but other than that, there aren't that many that are amazing. So I'm not terribly worried about improving our level 3 item pool. So I definitely need more melee damage, but we are starting to stack up more attack speed and percent damage, so that's going pretty well. Oh, that guy is so brutal. We did at least get enough dodges that I didn't take a bunch of damage from it and die. And as my attack speed stacks up, we're in slightly better shape, but yeah, we're really in a scary situation where if that dodge had missed, we'd have died for sure. So I definitely need to be fixing that. I'm going to take the Bean Teacher here. It turns out we're not building Lifesteal probably, but the extra XP gain is awesome. And then, so we don't care about losing it, and the extra XP gain is awesome. And then 9 dodge gets us up to 81% dodge, which increases our survivability dramatically. We'll take the Claw Tree and the Mushroom, going up to 2 regen. And do I want the luck from the Lost Duck? Probably. I think that the healing is still going to be good. Small fish will also help us one-shot enemies, which will hopefully be very helpful. And I'll take the Scar. I guess I'll ban duct tape. We don't need to buy armor on this character, or really can't effectively buy armor on this character. So I definitely need some more maximum health and some more healing, but now that we're at 80, 80 dodge or so, we're definitely a lot more survivable. So I'm feeling a little bit better about where we're at there. We're just working off of such low income that things are a lot more difficult. Whoops. Okay, took a hit there, and because I got myself kind of surrounded by enemies. I will say, my dodges have not been succeeding at the rate that they're supposed to, I think. Obviously, there's some confirmation bias there, but it sure feels like we have not been getting 80% dodges. I'll take the garden here, and then our attack speed is going up quite a bit already, so let's re-roll this. I could take 10 harvesting. I think the harvesting is still good at this point in the game, and then I'm going to re-roll again and just pick up 6 more max HP. Really nice that we have a horde wave, so I'm very happy about that. I could take 2 regen off the campfire. It's a very expensive way to get it. We do have positive movement speed, and I want more regeneration, but I think we can still do better than that. The Pearl, we have very little luck. This character can't really afford to spend money on things that don't improve it. So I think we're passing on the Pearl. We'll buy the Ghost Flint. We could just upgrade there. Padding is super expensive. It does pull a unique item out of the pool, but 3 HP for 95, I think we just have to pass on. Candy Bag is good. If it spawns an elite, that could be very bad. But the extra 8 points of stats are pretty nice. The question is, how many stats do we actually need? So normally what you're hoping for from Candy Bag is that it hits regen, which we do need, lifesteal, which we're not really using, armor, which we can't really use effectively, dodge, which is great, or like ranged or elemental damage, which we don't need, or attack speed, which we're building naturally. So I think random stats are actually not great for us. A lot of the high value stats are not actually good for this character. So I think we'll pass on the Candy Bag. I'm going to take the salt water because I do want more melee damage, and we'll pass on the coffee. We'll do 1 more reroll, and then we'll lock a couple more items here. Feels bad to pass on Candy Bag, but this character can never fight 2 elites if 2 elites spawn in the same wave. And even 1 elite, when we're not prepared for it, is going to be pretty dangerous. So I think to avoid that situation, we're just going to pass on Candy Bag. It's also very expensive for an item that doesn't give us any immediate value. I do think this is the correct strategy because, I mean, I made it past wave 2. And obviously that was not working when we were trying to play the Fisherman normally. Movement is definitely a challenge here. We do have a horde wave coming up, which should be a lot of stats. We'll take the lifesteal here, and then I'll keep taking Claw Tree. These are both level 3 upgrades, but in stats that we're building already. Now, the 15 attack speed could still just be good, because attack speed is awesome, but I feel like we can do better. So I'm going to reroll here, and we'll take 4 melee damage. I really want to one-shot everything on this horde wave. Take the cake, and then we'll roll. Upgrade my Ghost Axe again. Spyglass, I don't think benefits us at all. This is such a low economy run that we're just not going to get value out of it. And same with Fishhook. We have to lock a lot of items for Fishhook to be good. So I think this character actually weirdly wants to pass on it, because it just needs so many waves to give us anything valuable. Maybe that's a mistake, but if we just miss, 4 or 5 waves in a row on Fishhook, spending 80 on something that did nothing is really awful for this character. Gonna try to heal back up to full, and then I really want to take these ranged enemies out if we can. So I'm trying to get to where they are so we can kill them, because that's what's putting pressure on my movement, is the ranged enemies. Alright. few too many horde aliens getting close, and we're just gonna have to kind of sit here in the corner. Okay, I did get a dodge here. I think we can survive one hit, and it turned out I was right when I indeed took that hit. 12 seconds, but I need to dodge all of these ranged attacks. So I'm trying to move back into the corner. Can we get that loot alien? It keeps coming tantalizingly close. Try to kill this ranged alien. All right, well, we survived just barely. I definitely want the dodge, but I think I'm going to take the 9 max HP here, and then we'll roll, and we'll try to get a +9 dodge, because this is our level 15 level up. So we're going to roll, and yikes, we're going to roll again, and roll again. I really want dodge here, but we missed so many times that the rerolls are just getting brutally expensive, so I guess I'll just take some max HP. Take the Ghost Flint, take the melee damage, and then we'll do another reroll. More enemies is good, and we do want more max health, so we'll take that. Fertilizer, I think I'm going to pass on. Similar to Fishhook, this character just needs to increase its power right now. And we do get sort of stats over time from our ethereal weapons, so I don't need to buy that many economy items. We just get a lot of economy from those, and we need to lean into those as our main source of economy. All right, so as long as we keep getting dodges... Oh no, I did not realize I was letting that spawn, and then I actually took 2 hits from it in a row, which would have killed me if we hadn't gotten dodges on those. Did not realize I was letting the mini-boss spawn, but at least we're getting a lot of stats here. The tractor, yeah, we can definitely take that. It's only worth 40 materials to recycle, so we do benefit from that, but here I think I am just taking 6 melee damage. Now, unfortunately, the ghost outfit does not synergize with the ghost. Dodge is capped at 70%. The ghost gives 90% dodge cap. I believe that the ghost's 90% dodge cap does override the ghost outfit. It won't set you down to a 70% cap. So I guess we could buy this for 10 dodge. And I'm not 100% sure about that. I haven't bought the ghost outfit on the ghost, especially not on GMO. So I think I'm going to pass on this because I don't want to brick my run. I'm not sure how it's going to interact with the mod that we're using. And I don't remember if they've made it so that the ghost outfit doesn't just brick your character if you're playing the ghost. Let's go ahead and combine. We'll buy some more ghost flints and we'll roll. So I may have given up 10 dodge worth of value there if that does work. But we should be able to find 9 dodge from a level up at some point. Genuinely not sure how the mechanic is going to work with the fact that we're playing GMO. So the way that the GMO mod works is it sets your character to a blank character and then gives you the stats of those characters as an item. But there are some character interactions that are programmed specifically based on the character that you're playing that don't work. And I don't know if Ghost Outfit is one of them. Because we're not actually technically playing a Fisherman and a Ghost. We're playing a blank potato with a Fisherman item and a Ghost item that's giving us the properties of those characters. No, that loot alien, I didn't see it till the end, and it got the buff, so it was going to be really hard to kill anyways. I'll take the regen here, and now we've got an elite. My damage is pretty good. We might be able to kill it, especially if we get lucky against it. We do have really good XP gain already. Do I want the black belt or the bean teacher here? We've got 67% XP gain. I do want to increase my level. I think I'm going to roll past both of these because I need more damage or healing to fight the elite. So I just want to make sure we're finding that. I'm gonna buy the Ghost Axe and then roll. You'll notice that we're being a little more picky with our items, and that's because our economy is really low on this character, so we need to be picky if we want a chance to win. Alright, and I've got basically 2 items locked, and rerolls are 35, so let's go to the next wave here. So we're gonna wait for it to use its 2 spirals, and then we'll hit it, and then we'll run away. Got a couple dodges there, which were lucky. Those were 80% dodges, so all I needed to do was complain about my poor dodging, and it started working. I'm gonna run in here, and once we get it to this stage, this elite is a lot easier to fight in general, because you can rotate around it. Although I did get a bunch of lucky dodges there. Yeah, okay, we got phenomenally lucky on dodges that wave, but, you know, I'll take it. I do have enough HP that we can survive 2 hits, so I was pretty confident that I could back off as soon as we missed one of those dodges. And also, the way that invulnerability frames work, you get fewer of them when you dodge. So you take more hits if you're getting dodges than you would if you got hit. So it looks like you walk into more attacks than you actually would have if those were doing damage. That said, poor movement by me that wave. We did get bailed out by random chance, but you know, we're happy with that. It's a difficult challenge run. I'm going to recycle the Estes Couch. We just can't tank through. With minus 100 armor, we just can't tank anything, and then we'll recycle here. I will take more crit chance. Then I'm going to roll. I'll roll one more time here, and we'll take 5 more regeneration. That's awesome. Going up to 8 regeneration is obviously not amazing, but we definitely need more healing on this character. I'm going to do a reroll here, and could take 6 HP. I think I actually am going to take 45 range. That's going to make it a little easier to fight the elite. And this character kind of needs to invest in weird stuff in order to make things work. Tentacle is a good way to heal. Coupon may not pay for itself at this point because we're just not buying any items. But I think I will buy the coupon still and hope that it pays off. We'll lock the tentacle and we'll leave the padding in the pool yet again. I've built a lot of crit chance, so coupon is just pretty good. My damage is definitely pretty low still, but hopefully we'll get a little bit more % damage now. Got that cursed Stargazer kill, which is great. I think I do still want to get more cursed enemies. We haven't found any cursed items, but if we do find a good cursed item, then we'll be very happy. A cursed ethereal weapon would also be a really nice find as well. Oops, 50 damage there. So yeah, so you can see how much damage we're taking when any attack goes through my dodge. I actually thought that it wouldn't be quite that high, but it is really high. Hunting trophy is worth picking up. We have 22 crit chance, so we'll get some money from that. I think I will pass on the pocket factory though. And then here I'm gonna reroll, and we're looking for dodge. And I will probably just spend as much as it takes to get the 9 dodge, because we've got to get to dodge cap. Again, I'm not sure how the ghost outfit works. It feels bad to pass it twice here, but I explained why we're doing that. A level 4 Ghost Axe we actually don't really need. I do want to keep the 3 and 3 set up, so let's reroll here. And I'll reroll one more time. Injection is minus 2 HP, but since we have Fairy, it's now plus 1 regen, but I think we're still passing on that. We've definitely gotten a little lucky with dodges in the last couple waves, so it does make up for how unlucky we were getting early on with dodges. And I do think we've gotten a little unlucky with our shop, though obviously it's hard to tell because we're working with so much less money. Hunting trophy is really good, because that's going to give us enough income to maybe catch back up. Okay, we gotta heal back up. I'm still within one shot of death. Okay, nice. We healed back to full. Ideally, with the Ghost, you want enough healing that you can take 2 hits and enough max HP. That's going to be almost impossible to get on this super low economy run, so I'm just not going to worry about that. Celery Tea, I'm going to recycle. Peaceful Bee, I think I will take. It does cost me a melee damage, but it gives us a regen, and it gets us over dodge cap so that if we want to buy items that reduce our dodge, we can do that. And we actually made 500 materials, so now we can kind of buy a normal amount of items. I'll take 3 lifesteal. That's another way we can boost our healing. And then let's pick up the garden. I'll take Propeller Hat, in part because we have Fairy. Let's take a Ghost Flint, and I'll roll. Fresh Meat I will buy as well, and Mushroom. So that's a lot of healing. We're at 90 dodge, 74 HP, which is definitely not enough to take 2 hits, but enough to take 1, I think. And hopefully we have enough healing between our multiple gardens and our decent regen that if I take a hit, I can just back off and heal back up before we take another one. Okay, got 3 dodges in a row. So there's an example of a time where if I had taken any of those hits, only one of them would have actually attacked me because we'd have the invulnerability frames. But because we got those dodges, you get fewer invulnerability frames when you successfully dodge. It showed all 3 of those hits as occurring. I'm really worried that one of these cursed enemies, like I think that cursed buff Stargazer would actually one-shot me, because we're taking effectively double damage from all enemies. So I'm pretty worried about that. The Mammoth, very happy. It does reduce my regen by 3, and I'll need to fix my movement speed, but 20 melee damage and 5 regen, that's awesome. Take the Lumberjack shirt here, just for the regen mostly, and then I'm going to roll. We'll pass on the coupon at this point. There's no chance we make use of that. I guess I'll combine here. We'll go down to 2 flints and more axes, because I just want to raise the level of my weapons. Sad Tomato is worth picking up. Lemonade's worth picking up, and I'm going to do 1 more reroll. I'm also going to lock this Terrified Onion. That's what I really need, is to fix my movement speed before we fight the bosses. So we might not make it through the boss fight, because for the boss fight as the Ghost, I usually like to be able to tank 2 hits before dying, and right now we can only take 1. And our damage is okay, but not enough to, like, really shorten the boss fights. So it's going to come down to dodges and good movement, and obviously, as I mentioned, I'm pretty tired, so my movement is not great right now. So we got that Cursed Walrus kill. I'm able to avoid most of these enemies, at least. Got a dodge there. Then we'll work our way through the middle here. I'm going to try to kill these trees before the end of the wave. And there we go. Poisonous Tonic, I'm actually going to recycle, I think. I guess the extra... 10 attack speed is still good. Crit chance is actually very good, and the range is okay. So, yeah, we lose 2 regen, but we have a Sad Tomato locked, so our regen's going to be okay. I'm going to take the melee damage here and then roll, and I'll roll again and roll again. I really just want more damage to try to kill the bosses, but I actually think that our best bet, because we're taking double damage from everything here, weirdly enough, is going to be to take that range. Cursed Bait we can't take because it spawns more lampreys. Maybe we have the damage to just deal with the Cursed Bait and it's 13% damage, but I think it's still not worth it. I'm going to reroll there, and we'll reroll again. Okay, Adrenaline is very good. That's a lot of healing for us, hopefully. So we'll take that, and then I'll just reroll for fun. Then we'll see if we can kill the bosses here. You can see I have a lot of healing, and because I have all this range, we're less likely to take hits. This is a case where range, because we got a couple really good, really high level range upgrades late, a case where range was actually not bad. And this is one of the things that I like about GMO, and just these weird challenge runs in general, is they make otherwise very weak stats really interesting in some scenarios. Trying to kill the whale boss first. He's the more dangerous of the two, so usually you want to get rid of him first. We did get him. I now have a full heal available in that spot, so worth keeping that in mind as well. And we're going to try to focus down the snake boss, and we'll stay in the center of the spirals so that he doesn't kill us. This is the hard part for melee characters to fight him, but we were able to get there with our 90% dodge, and we did it. All right, well, that was a really interesting challenge run. I was, like, guaranteed... I thought it was guaranteed not possible when I did the first 2 tries and just died on wave 2 each time. But this one, trying to do it without using Fisherman was really good, I thought. We were able to just basically play as a ghost with less income. But the Fisherman does give you extra HP, extra harvesting, so it was relevant, but mostly we were able to complete this very difficult challenge by just treating it as a ghost run and playing with a lot less money. And it let us do some pretty interesting things. Taking a look at our items, coupons saved us 222, so the second coupon was not really worth it at all. Vigilante Ring gave us 42 damage, so it ended up being, what, a quarter of my damage, which is actually very respectable, given that we're using Ghost Axes. We ended up with 150 attack speed, pretty nice. The Gardens were very good, those helped us heal a lot. Adrenaline never healed me because I just backed off as soon as I took a hit, so we never used the adrenaline healing, but it was still good. Hunting Trophy for 163 worked out well. So overall, I'm fairly happy with the items I bought, if not with how I, played the run. But we definitely got there. It wasn't the cleanest win, but it's a win, and in these very difficult challenge runs, I'm happy with that. All right, my friends, hope that you enjoyed this run. Definitely let me know how it goes if you try it, or if you come up with a better way to approach the run. I'm very interested in hearing that. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.